Got it recording. Okay, so last week we talked a little bit about just steps to getting started and what you should be doing first in the first couple of weeks of your business. And I also kind of went over that I have a bigger group invited to these calls right now because I want everybody to get the same training. And then beyond that, we're going to just be doing these trainings with our directs to make sure that they're getting this information too. But I want to do a little check-in and just see, have you completed the Getting Started app, I guess it would be called, in Pulse? And if you haven't gotten that, there's Tracy. If you haven't done the Getting Started program in Pulse, I highly suggest that you get through that as quickly as possible because it really gives you a lot of good information right away at the beginning. And then have you had or at least scheduled your BBLs? So we always suggest that you do a couple live. You can split your network so you can do them back to back, like do one Friday night and one Saturday morning or afternoon just to try and hit the most people. And then make sure you do a virtual one as well to catch the people who aren't in your local network. And added 200 to 300 people to your group page and sent them an initial message. And then the last thing we talked about is making sure that you got enrolled in Lead the Way. And that is the incentive program that the company offers. You can do that through Pulse. There's a little tab on the side that says Lead the Way. And in order for your profile to be complete, I know a lot of people miss this. I did for like a month. I couldn't figure it out. You have to have a picture uploaded for your profile to be considered complete. So once that's all done, then it will automatically track your miles and your incentives. And the new ones just rolled out this month for August, and it will go through December. And the incentives are really awesome. I'm very excited. There's a Tory Burch watch that I want really bad. So those were the 4 things that we kind of covered in the last call. Just wanted to check in, see where everybody's at, check yourself, and make sure that you're getting those things taken care of. I love the support system of our business. I love our team, but ultimately being successful comes down to you then taking the support that your team gives you and the information that your team gives you and doing those things. Because if you're like, yep, and then you don't actually do them, that's where you won't be seeing success. So you are in control of that for sure. So I have 3 things that I wanted to touch on tonight. And the first one is tapping into trainings. We have we have lots of different sources of training, but 2 that I really love are the Daily Experience. So there's a group page on Facebook, and if you're not part of that, reach out to your sponsor and make sure that you get added to the group. That was started by, her name's Melissa McCarthy. You'd know that because if you listen to any of the Daily Experience trainings, everyone thanks her every time, which is fine, but it's kind of funny. So that was started, and there's a different, like an Elite Level 5 or an RFX Circle Achiever who trains on different topics like mindset and reach outs and pretty much anything that you could ever want. There's a new one every day, Monday through Friday. And then if there's a certain topic you're looking for, you can search in the group like page, and you can find trainings that are pertaining to whatever it is you think you need help with. So if you're struggling with reach outs, or if you're struggling with just getting your mind in the game, you can find a lot of good trainings that'll give you a good kick in the pants and get you going again. And then the other one is the Sunday night training call, which is actually, they changed the time of the new year. I think it's actually going on right now. And then the replay is at 8:30, Kenna? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's a number you can call in live, and then there's the replay number, and there's just a little pin, and there's graphics that are usually going around. But what I do with that, I take that phone number and I actually program it in my phone under training calls. So then if I'm in the car and I have time to listen to something, I can just dial into that training call and listen while I'm in the car, or I'll like listen to it, let's be honest, while I'm mowing, because I'm always mowing. And, but those are both really good options to get training and be kind of poured into by people who have been really successful. And I just can't express enough how important it is to tap into these trainings, because they are people who have done it before, and there is no need to recreate the wheel. Just take what they've done and learn from them, so you can really get a lot out of those. And then I know the second thing I want to talk about is how to lead with the business. I know when I first got started, it was intimidating and I didn't really even think about it. I just automatically was like, we have these awesome products and let's talk about the products and the products. And I really just didn't even give any thought to, hey Ash, I didn't give any thought to about how I should be first introducing this as a business opportunity. So I've listened to a lot of trainings and I've done a lot of work with some of our upline leaders and to get the best strategies to actually reach out with the business. So I found recently the best way that I've been getting responses out of people, and pretty much the first message I send to everyone is just along the lines of, hey, this may seem random, but I'm constantly challenged to reach out to new people. I usually use adjectives like fun, motivated people who might be a good fit for my business. And it may or may not be for you, but I'd love to share a little bit more so you can make that decision for yourself. And then I usually end with a question, are you familiar with, and I just use R+F. And a lot of times I get back responses like, I don't know, or I'm not sure, like they don't know what it is. And that just opens up conversation. And I shared on our team page the other day an experience that I had with, I've been reaching out to people who I literally don't know. Like I've gone through so many of the people that I do know, and I needed to expand my network, but I've gotten to the point where I'm going through like people who have a lot of mutual friends. Like, so maybe it's someone who grew up in the same town that I grew up in, but they're older or younger, so I didn't actually know them in high school, but we have all these mutual friends. I'll add them as friends, and if they accept that friend request, I put them on my list. And I've been reached out to a girl who she apparently went to my high school, but I literally I would not know who she is. And she actually responded, and I'll tell you later, Kenna. Kenna's like, who? But she responded back and she wanted to learn more, and she just was like, yeah, sure, I'd be interested in hearing more. So I sent her an opportunity call. In the past, that would have been where I would have verbally vomited all of the business information at them, and they would have been like, and ran away. But I found that there is something to very small pieces of information. So when she said, sure, I'd love to hear more, I said, great, I'm going to send you a recorded call. It's less than 10 minutes long. It'll tell you a little bit more about the business. And I have a couple that are favorites of mine. If you don't have favorite opportunity calls, then there's a group page on Facebook as well where you can find those calls. And I can share a few of my favorites as well. But so I sent her that call and said, hey, do you have time to listen to it right now? And she told me, yeah, I'm going to sit down and give my kids breakfast and I'll listen. She actually agreed. Then she came back. She's like, I don't know for sure if that's for me, but I'm not going to say I'm not interested. So I told her, I was like, if you have time right now, let's hop on the phone. I'll answer your questions and she got on the phone with me. The call went really well, but I did talk with her today. She's like, I'm not sure I'm ready to actually start a business yet, but I do want to order products. So and I will tell you, I've messaged probably 50 people that are random people that have not, necessarily, they may have said, oh yeah, I have a friend who sells it, or, but this is one out of 30 to 50 messages I've sent. But it is effective as far as like not throwing up information on them and just completely turning them off. Those small tidbits of information can be really effective. I'm actually going to let you guys, do you guys have questions about like how to reach out about the biz or things that just, I'm going to pause a second because that's a lot of information. If anybody has questions, hit me up with them. That and I need, oh, did her movie get scary? Bedtime. Oh. Okay. Well, if nobody has questions about business, then I will. The last thing that I wanted to touch on is your why. And this, we'll hear on trainings all the time about how you need to develop your why. And it can get kind of cheesy sometimes. And with all the trainings, like you have to know your why, but it really is, you have to know your why. You have to know why you are taking those spare moments of your time. You have to know why you're getting on this phone call at 8:30 at night when you could be doing something else, because we all could be doing something else. Everyone is super busy. We have kids and schedules and jobs, but knowing and seeing what this business has done for other people and knowing that they are just normal people who have worked their butts off, like you have to know why you want it. So, and it can't just be like for my kids, but why for your kids? Because I started that way too. And then it turned, I know you guys have heard me say, like, I want Tyler home. And then I just have to keep digging more, like, why do I want him home? Because my boys will tell him every day, I hate that you have to go to work all day. I want you to be home playing. Like, why don't you stay home like mom is home? And so that it's just gotten like, I can see it gets him. And then that gets me. And just knowing that this could be a vehicle that could bring him home, and that it will be a vehicle that will bring him home, because that's where I'm at. Like, you have to have that belief. And if you don't, you have to spend a little time figuring that out, because without that, you're going to burn out, because there are rough months and there are rough days where you're going to be like, screw it. And if you don't have that drive or that reason why you're doing it, then it's going to be a lot harder. So that's something that it can be really effective to write it out, or just keep peeling it back. I know they use the onion analogy all the time. Like, ask yourself why, peel it back another level. Well, why are you doing that? And just until the point where you're like, it hits you in the heart and you're like, yeah, that's why I want this so badly, because that's what I want for my family or for myself. So I challenge you, if you don't have a solid feel of that and you don't have that drive, then start writing it out and then share it with someone, whether that is your sponsor, or if you have an accountability partner that you want to share that with. Let people know. Share it with your network if you're really super brave. And they see when you share things like that with people where they understand where you're coming from. Like, I'm not here to push a product on you because I want to make money. Like, I want to make this change for my family, and I want to share it with you because I think that you could take your dreams, and this is a vehicle to make that happen. It's so much more powerful. So that is honestly the 3 things that I have on there. So homework would be any of the things that I checked in with. If you haven't gotten those things taken care of and checked off, then make sure you get those knocked out, and then work on that why. Find your reason and be solid in that, so that you have the drive on the days that you would rather not. So before we click out of here, does anybody have questions about things that are going on?
I do, I guess. So I've had I kind of have my why. It's probably not the best or polished, but I don't really know how to be like, well, here's my why. Like, unless someone actually asks you, do you just kind of have it in case someone asks you? Like, I haven't really had anyone be like, well, tell me why you're doing this. Like, my family knows because they know everything going on, but a lot of people don't know about what goes on in our life and things like that. So I don't know that most people probably would even guess. I don't know. I don't know how to like just bring that up, or do you just save it in the back of your pocket in case you need it, or?
Both. A lot of times when I'm sharing, when I'm doing like 3-way calls or just getting in, like having conversations with people about the business, I don't like full on go through a whole story about why it is that I started, but I'll say things like, I started out with a goal of covering my skincare costs, and that was my big goal. But now I've seen what this company has to offer, and I realize my potential, and then I bring up things like, I want my husband home. I want us to be able to raise the kids together. I want us to be able to travel and, be there so it comes up like in pockets like that, more than just, this is what you're like getting on your soapbox.
Right. Okay.
Little
that makes
snippets.
sense.
And then it's to keep it conversational. And then I'll, he's like, what do you see this business being for you? Or what is something that, you want to improve in your life, and just kind of talk about how this could be a vehicle for that as well.
Okay. I have one more question.
Okay.
Sorry. My other thing is, I've had a couple people like sort of express interest and then in joining the business. And then when it comes to actually like going through it without seeming like you're putting a lot of pressure on, I don't want to, that's not my style to like, it has to work for them, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, it gets to a point where it's either like, I think they have to just figure it out that they want to, correct? Or like, I get to a point where it's like, okay, well, here's kind of, let's jump on a 3-way call. And then it just kind of dwindles.
And they don't get on the phone call. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only had it happen twice, but just saying. And they're like, well, they've had both 2 different reasons.
Some people are really hard to get on the phone. They just, I don't know if they just panic or what it is, but I guess what I've used words like the next step is to get on the phone. So instead of making it like, do you want to? It's more like you're training them. Like, I've given you this information, and now the next step is for us to just get on the phone so that we can get all your questions answered. And, and in your case, you're really new, so you can say, get on the phone with me and my good friend, whoever's doing the call.
Right.
And just get your questions answered. And you're like, and it still may or may not be for you, but I want you to have the information to make that decision. And just really like keep it, not like, I want you on a 3-way call with my sponsor. Even though that's how we really feel. Like, dear God, I want you on the phone. But like, just, okay, just hop on the phone with my friend and I. We're going to answer your questions. And because you want to find out if it is right for them, because you don't want to drag anyone uphill. They have to be ready for it. So like you said, it has to be their decision. But that's where I've had more luck, is just like making it conversational. And the next step is for us to do this. Yeah. So you can decide.
I like that. That wordage is really nice.
Yeah. Okay. It only took me a year to get there.
I hear you.
Anybody else have questions? Who's the Samsung? I don't actually even know who that is.
I have a Samsung, so I don't know if that's me, but mine probably is coming up as my name, right?
Oh, maybe. Well, I see. Yeah, I have your face. Oh, see, I hear you talking. Who is it? Nope, nothing. Just a random buddy. That's funny. Okay. So, like I said, I really want to keep these short and sweet when we're going through these quick trainings. So if you have any other questions, keep them out now. Otherwise, I'll put the recording up in the group so that anybody who wasn't on tonight can catch it. Oh. Oh, wait, I'm the random Samsung. It's Ann. I'm the random Samsung major tech issues. I am. That's funny.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So everybody seems to be pretty good to go. So hope you guys had a good weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Bye, Cal.
See you later.
Bye, group. Bye.